Morale is low.
Oh. You're supposed to be the captain. Out of all of the interesting things there are to do in the world of birding, one of the most intense is a big day. A big day is the process of trying to see as many bird species as possible in a single day. Every first of the year, we have a tradition of going out for a big day to try and see how many different species we can find in winter. While these days are always fun, the springtime big days are where people can accumulate a truly staggering total. We decided to try our hand at a big day in spring to see if we could beat our previous big year records. On this day, we also brought our friend and extremely good birder Cole along with us as well. Our goal for the day was first to eclipse our all-time big day totals, with mine being 102 and Cole's being 138. Derek didn't have a recorded spring big day total, so his would be easy to surpass. Our second goal was to reach an overall species total of 150 for the day. Of course, we started before the sun was up.
It is 4:27 a.m. First place we're going to try to hit, we're going to get whippoorwill, or hopefully get whippoorwill, and then maybe some owls.
While we probably should have started right at midnight to maximize time, we hoped that our first stop in the South Kettle Moraine Forest would help kick off the big day with some nocturnal species. Just listening right from the road offered us quite a few birds. This place is a gold mine so far. We got so many bird songs before it even got light out. Great horned owl, American woodcock, whippoorwill, and just had black-billed cuckoo. It's probably the bird of the day so far, even though we've only been doing this for like 10 minutes. After listening for a while, we walked into the habitat on a trail. There, we actually got a look at some birds as dawn was breaking.
Got a lot of good stuff, mostly herd only this morning. So we did see a flicker catbird. We have a pretty great list without even laying eyes on a lot of species.
Feeling like we picked about everything out from our first stop and eager to move on, we left with a good total to start the day. What's our total at?
30.
Okay.
Felt like more than that.
Felt like.
That's solid. I feel like we had a lot of good stuff. The cuckoo's good. The whippoorwill was good. We had great horned owl. So that's cool.
We headed out for another destination in the Kettle Moraine State Forest, but along the way, we continued adding more birds to our list.
We got a yard pileated woodpecker and then a powerline belted kingfisher after getting some ducks at a little flooded farm field. So we're getting a lot of stuff quickly, which is solid. Not a lot of time for media, but it still counts.
While we were driving, Cole revealed that a bird we had tallied already was actually a life bird for him. Did you just say black-billed cuckoo's a lifer?
Yeah, it's kind of a shameful lifer.
There's no shame.
Does it feel dirty?
A little bit. Cerulean warbler, that's the other dirty. Should have had it by now.
Ooh, could be a good day for you if things play out well.
We'll see. I don't want to press my luck.
As luck would have it, our next stop was actually at a campground we had been able to find cerulean warblers in before. For that reason, our focus deviated from collecting numbers to finding Cole his lifer.
Just arrived at the campground. We're going to try to pick up cerulean warbler. Cole picked out a tufted titmouse, just listening. So we got that, and he's never seen cerulean before, so that'd be a really cool pickup, actually. Kind of more excited about maybe getting him his lifer cerulean, honestly, than the big day right now.
We walked a road edging large trees, concealing warblers that were new for the day, including Tennessee warblers and American redstarts. Not too long after arriving, we heard the bird we were looking for.
Ooh, that's definitely a cerulean warbler. Yeah.
Is he going to settle for another?
Yeah, hers good.
I think we got to
pack it up.
For him.
Go on, Cole.
It's a pretty cool one, I think.
Look in the treetops.
Eventually, we triangulated the location of the cerulean warbler, and Cole got his second lifer of the day.
I was like, it might be up. I got it. Woo! He's bouncing. He's about. Oh.
He's got it.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, no, that's a tree. Oh, I see it. He's up. He's this middle tree.
Yep,
he moved right.
He's to the right of that tree back there. After reveling in the cerulean warbler find and locating a few more species new for the day, we headed out. On the way, however, we got actual looks at an elusive black-billed cuckoo.
That was like 2 life reviews in like 5 minutes, man.
Yeah, that's kind of how my birding goes, yeah.
This is that kind of day. Awesome finds, the black-billed cuckoo, actual looks, and the cerulean warbler. It's a pretty good day so far. And we've just scratched the surface. Our next stop was just a few minutes away, but provided a slightly different habitat. We found a handful of new species in this area, with the most notable being woodpeckers and a veery. Yeah, let's go. Veery and willow flycatcher are pretty much back to back, so that was a nice find. I think 4 new birds for the day here, but some of those are pretty good ones. We made one more stop in the South Kettle Moraine State Forest, specifically for another breeding warbler species.
Just got herd-only hooded warbler. That was pretty much our main target in here, so we're in, got the hooded, and now we're gonna head out.
Hitting on our target birds in the Kettle Moraine State Forest, it was time to move east to Milwaukee in hopes of adding some coastal species and migrants to our list. This also gave us time to figure out what our total for the day was.
48.
64.
Whoa! What? How did we do that?
What are we doing? Are we cooking the books?
Oh, don't look at me. No, I mean,
You're the only one that has that power to cook the books, though.
Books, yeah.
Have you been counting every black-billed cuckoo we've heard as a new species? That's good, though. That sounds like we're doing well. We haven't even hit most of the migrant species yet. We've just done a lot of breeding birds so far. Feeling a burst of energy because of our higher-than-expected total, we stayed vigilant during the drive, picking up a grackle and a red-tailed hawk, in addition to another hawk species.
Just pulled out a broadwing hawk on the way to Milwaukee. It was kind of a Cole spotted it way up. We were like going straight, had to turn left, got it at the red light. So we're gonna continue on, but it's a nice pickup.
When we arrived in Milwaukee, our first stop was Warnemont Park, a noted hotspot for migratory birds. On this day, it was unseasonably cold, which meant we would be fighting the conditions. We made it to Milwaukee. We're hoping that this is going to be a good spot for a lot of warblers and other migratory birds. So far it sounds a little quiet, but we're going to have to do some exploring in the trees to see if there's anything hopping around. Above us we do have some bank swallows though. They tend to nest in these areas along the cliffside, so a lot of those up above. At first it seemed quiet, but soon we found our first nice group of birds. We hit a warbler pocket.
Yeah, we got an awesome warbler pocket. Blackburnian, magnolia, black-throated green, black and white. So things are picking up here. This is kind of the flocks we needed.
We kept walking, adding more sparrows and warblers to our day list. In this park, we also spotted some birds out over the water too. On our way back to the car, we found a species that we had somehow not seen yet. Took us till now to see our first house sparrow.
But we got it.
Is that a win or a loss?
It's a win.
With rain starting to pick up, we moved to our next location and took stock of our new total. Alright, you're foggy, but what's your guess?
For total?
Yeah.
Well, we were at like 67, 66, 67, so, I don't know, 83?
I'm gonna say 92.
maybe you should head to the casino. 94.
94?
Wow,
Whoa!
94.
Whoa! Could we eclipse 100 by noon? That would be great. Our next location was Lake Park in Milwaukee, another noted hotspot for warblers. On the way, we decided to make a quick stop to look at the lake, where we tallied a few more birds. By the time we arrived at the park, the rain had stopped, and we were just 2 species away from the century mark. Alright, big day boys, we need 2 more birds to get to 100.
Let's pick up a quick red-headed woodpecker, and then maybe a warbler we don't have, like a bay-breasted. This has a lot of potential right here, a lot of potential at Lake Park.
Derek's prophecy quickly came true, as we immediately found a red-headed woodpecker, but instead of a warbler, it was a different species that went on the list as number 100.
We got our 100 species for the day at 11:22, so that's pretty solid.
We walked around the bridges and monuments of Lake Park, finding a handful of new birds, including a few warblers that were missing. We also encountered a sleepy mammal species. It's a raccoon sleeping in that tree over there. Just having a good old time. And also some redhead woodpeckers up there.
Cape May.
We got Cape May, that was a good find. We heard a bay-breasted warbler. Still on the lookout for black-throated blue, that's one we'd like to get. So there's still some warblers out there on the table. Adding 6 new birds at Lake Park, we were feeling optimistic about breaking Cole's best big day record to date. So how are you feeling about us potentially beating your high score ever of 138?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. 111. I think we'd have to do pretty bad to not beat 138. That'd be a rough afternoon.
Don't give us the jinx.
I don't want to give us the jinx.
Don't put that evil on us.
I mean, I just out here enjoying birds. That's what it's all about.
Sure it is. Next, we went a few miles north to Shorewood Nature Preserve, where a black-throated blue warbler had been reported earlier in the day. Right from the start, the number of birds there was impressive. Can we pick up anything new here?
I hope so. This place is popping. There's tons of birds here. Our main target kind of here is black-throated blue, so that'd be a nice one to pick up.
While everywhere we looked, there were warblers hopping around. None of them were new for the day. There's just so much going on in here.
There's a lot going on, but it's a lot of the same. It's a lot of magnolia, a lot of red star, it's a lot of black and white. So we're looking for the few warblers that are different.
Just had a nice experience with an ovenbird, which actually sat up, which is pretty rare for that species to be out in the open like that. There's a lot of birds here, but all of them are ones that we've seen already for the day. So we're probably gonna move on, head to Horicon Marsh, try to switch up the kind of habitat we're looking through. On the way out, however, we found a group of birds containing a few clutch additions to our list.
Just had Canada and Golden Wing, which are 2 new warblers for the day. It was a nice pocket that just like moved in and had those 2 really cool species in it.
I feel like it keeps happening where we're like, this stop was a bust, and then right as we're about to leave, we find stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. Cole picked out a morning warbler over here, so...
It's a good bird.
Yeah, we have a lot of good stuff right now.
Good find, Cole.
Oh, thank you. I'm still feeling a little bummed on that black-throated blue.
You're feeling a little black-throated blue about it?
I'm feeling that...
It's got the black-throated blues.
Getting those tough-to-find warblers marked off helped boost our spirits before heading out to Horicon Marsh, a make-or-break spot for our big day. Do it, Cole.
Big day. Back on track.
That sounds so scripted. Big day back on track, Cole.
The big day's back on track. The big day's back on track.
I think we're still off track. We're a little behind, but I feel like that always happens.
We got some good warblers, though.
We're gonna go to Horicon Marsh next.
We have some homework on the way. We have to look up some ponds and flooded fields.
Yeah, we gotta get on the flooded egg fields. Gotta pick up some shorebirds.
Probably some really easy stuff we've missed.
Cooper's hawk, bald eagle.
Bald eagle is a bad one.
Before shipping out, we had to have a brief debate about our birding strategy.
So let's stand on the hill and look at the flock, and then those
Is that what he said?
wandered down the hill.
I think he was like, "You guys." I heard him say, "You guys go down the hill. I'll stay
I said,
here."
You guys' calves are looking kind of lame. You should do some exercise.
Well, now whose calves look good?
Morale is low.
Oh. You're supposed to be the captain. Although morale may have been temporarily low, depending on who you asked, after our time in Milwaukee, our total for the day was pretty solid. I know we crossed 100. I'm going to say we're at 106.
106.
I was going to go 105.
Oh, wow. He's always underestimating our
Again?
abilities.
Again?
We're at 109.
Oh,
109.
okay, all right.
Dang. Oh, we got spotted sandpiper. We picked that up.
Some stuff you forget. Good run at Horicon should do us right.
I feel like missing sanderling is kind of lame
bad.
because we're leaving the coast now. So I would think that would be something we would have seen at like McKinley Marina, you know?
You gotta make sacrifices.
You do.
That was probably one of our bad misses.
Yeah.
But Bald Eagle and Cooper's Hawk right now are also bad misses.
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna miss something. So you might as well miss sanderling.
On the way to Horicon Marsh, we added one of the birds that was one of our biggest misses for the day, just as we passed the town of Slinger.
Just got Cooper's hawk, which has been one of our biggest birds that we've missed on so far today, so that's exciting. Really looking forward to getting to Horicon Marsh, because if we do well here, we can really get that total up. A lot of the stuff on our needs list are marsh species, so this should be a good stop for us if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, we just got done with a Quick Trip stop. Still waiting on that Quick Trip sponsorship.
Do it, Quick Trip.
If you're listening, that'd be great. But excited for Horicon. We really need some shorebirds, really need some marsh species, some ducks, so hopefully we can get a lot of that there.
But here's the question. How is the morale?
I would say morale is high. Quick Trip brings morale back. So
Quick Trip and Cooper's hawks.
we're out here slinging birds. Slinger.
After a lengthy drive, we finally arrived at the marsh, eager to get started.
Alright team, this is our time to shine. We are now on Ledge Road, and we can see into the marsh. This is where we have a chance for great egret, yellow-headed blackbird, bunch of new stuff.
On Ledge Road, the new species came in bunches, finding many classic marsh birds rather quickly. From Ledge Road, we headed north toward Highway 49 that cuts right through the marsh. On the way, we had one of our best sightings of the day.
You're welcome, whooping crane. Let's go.
That was a random whooping crane sighting. Serendipitous whooping crane for sure.
That is a sign of good fortune.
We just got 2 whooping cranes, which is really big for the day because those are not a guarantee here. But that's a big morale booster, getting whooping crane.
Morale is
Extremely high.
After spending a bit of time admiring the cranes, we went to a visitor center where we added purple martins and gadwalls. We continued exploring the marsh, adding new birds to the list as we went.
Clutch Eastern Phoebe sighting!
Just got a nice Eastern Phoebe.
Big J boys are back!
Still racking up species, and we're not even on 49 yet at Horicon.
Morale has never been higher.
It's never been higher.
On the auto tour, which is one of the best spots at the marsh, we found some more species that we hadn't seen yet.
So we got some good species at Horicon so far. We had a bald eagle, some pelicans, just picked up a couple redheads, a few other things here. So we are cruising. Hopefully it can stay this consistent the whole time, where every place we go we're getting a few more species.
While we could have spent all day at Horicon Marsh trying to find more birds, we thought it was best to move on to Dane County, one of the best counties for birding in the state, to try and hit some different habitats, especially with our total creeping up to our target number.
Drum roll, please. 132. Going into Dane County.
Okay. If Dane is anything like you promised, we should obliterate the record. Our next stop was a pond out in the country, with numerous shorebirds reported. On the way, we tacked on another species.
That was a great find.
Big lark energy right here.
You just hear them chirping out there too.
That's why I rolled the window down.
I saw you noticed them immediately, and I saw when it flew it was a horned lark, so that was great. Excellent.
We need Savannah sparrow too, so both kind of behave similarly when they first flush.
How bad does it feel to need a Savannah sparrow?
It's not great, but I know there's an easy one out there.
The ponds proved to be just as good as we hoped, adding on 5 new birds, but there was definitely a downside to birding there.
That stop was both good and bad because there was some new birds for us to get. The bad news is we had to spend a lot of time picking through least sandpipers to try and pull out something else, and then debate what the idea of that bird was, because shorebird's tricky. So we got some new species. I think we're tied with Cole's previous record and obliterated my previous record. I don't even know if Derek had a record. Did you have a record?
I had some kind of record, but I don't know what it was.
So this obliterated it.
I guess so, yeah.
Getting to the last hours of flight, we needed to get lucky with some quick sightings. Fortunately, we spotted a Savannah sparrow while on the road, serving as an important bird for record-breaking purposes.
I'm glad we got Savannah. Now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
What's the total?
139.
Broken record.
Broken.
Let's go. Big day, boys.
7 p.m. Big day, boys. Strike again.
Sitting at 139, we stopped by another pond and added northern shoveler and lesser scaup. We then made the choice to head to Thompson Memorial Prairie, needing 9 more species to get to 150. We arrived at the prairie with the sun going down. As soon as we got out of the car, we heard a flurry of bird noises, picking out 6 species by song and call.
We just picked up a couple new species really quick. So we had Henslow's, eastern meadowlark, bobolink, and then grasshopper sparrow as well. So a lot of herd-only stuff. Oh yeah, nighthawk. Nice!
As beautiful as this stop was, we needed to get going quickly. Our plan was to go to the city of Madison where a ruddy turnstone was being reported during the day, and Cole had some ideas for other species that would push our total to 150 or even higher. We were optimistic, but the sun was going down quickly.
I think we can do it. We got a little light left. That was pretty much the exact stop we needed. Pick up some birds really quick and then get out of there to hopefully have just a little bit of light left.
Which 3 will it be?
I'm thinking hopefully cliff swallow, peregrine falcon, and then ruddy turnstone.
Man, if we could just get all 3 of those.
And then if we could do some owling, pick up barred owl, too.
Barred owl,
Screech owl.
We have 3 species we need to get to 150, and the light is fading fast, so it's a race against the clock to finish this challenge and get 150 on the day. I mean, 147 is great, but 150 just has a better ring to it.
It always comes down to the wire.
It does.
That's how big days go. So I'm feeling good. I think 151 would be good, and 152 if we're feeling lucky.
We promptly missed on both the ruddy turnstone and the cliff swallows, leaving us in a bad spot.
We're in bad shape right now. We just missed on our 2 birds that should have been locks. So now we are trying to find a peregrine falcon before all of the light's gone, and then find some nocturnal marsh birds or owls to get to 150.
We went to the peregrine falcon nest box after dark had already fallen, leaving us with an interesting dilemma.
So it's like too dark to see what's actually in the nest cavity. It's clear there's something in there. There's like a darker shape, and there's a camera on it. So we can literally see that there's a peregrine on the nest, and we think we can see the blob, but it's like we have the thermal, and there's a higher heat signature in the nest box area compared to the other windows. Like, is that enough to count it? Like, I can't look at it and just say, but we have all the information. We see a blob, and we see it on the camera. So yeah, I was like on the fence, like, do you count that? Do you not count that? I don't know.
148! Count it. And 1.
We decided to count the falcon, which to our cameras was just a dark blob in a nest box, but that was confirmed by our thermal monocular and the camera that is on the box, meaning we had just 2 species to go to 150, but that would prove to be harder to achieve than it sounds. We went to a marsh and heard a Virginia rail, meaning we had just 1 more bird to go to get to our target mark, but the clock was ticking down.
Well, we have 1 species we need to get to 150, and time is actually running out until it's midnight, and we are going to try 1 more place, see if we can pick up a barred owl. That would do it.
In spite of our best efforts, we were never able to get to 150 and had to end our big day at 149.
Well, I think we're calling it at 149. We tried for barred owl, no luck. This is our 2nd place, and it's pretty late in the day. It's kind of windy, which isn't helping, so I think we're calling it here at 149, but I think it was great effort. I think 149 solid. It's tough to be that close to our 150, but I think we did a pretty good job.
Heck of a day, boys.
Heck of a day.
It was a heck of a day.
I have a lot of thoughts on our big day. First, it was incredibly tiring to bird from before dawn until well after dark on a long day in spring. Making it even more challenging was trying to film everything. We ended up with over 3 hours of video footage, and probably would have had a higher total if not for trying to get looks and videos of each of these species. In spite of how exhausting it is, it's extremely fun to feel the team atmosphere that comes along with this sort of activity. There were a lot of ups and downs throughout the course of the day, and a lot of memories made. It was also great to be able to beat our totals from previous big days. and we will definitely have to do this again to finally eclipse 150 and beyond. Did you do a big day this year? If yes, what was your total? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.
It was great having you along.
Yeah, it was fun.
I cannot thank you enough for the invitation, for the company.
We'll have to do it again. Maybe not exactly the same way, but something like this again.
You know what? To come so far, I don't think it's the birds we see, but the friends we make along the way.
But we were already friends.
Well, you know.
So things are picking up here. This is kind of the flocks we needed.
Not the flocks we deserved.